Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Frankie MacDonald in Sydney, Nova Scotia. I'm Jack in Montreal. How you doing today, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. And did you hear about that? It's been a lot of stormy weather in Africa, around the southern Chad and Niger and Mali and Timbuktu. They're getting a lot of rain right now. In the southern Sahara Desert, they're getting so much monsoon rains in India. There's a extreme typhoon. It's going to bypass Taiwan. It's going to head towards China. There's a lot of rain in the Pacific. India has been a lot of rain and thunderstorms, and because of monsoon season going on right now down in Australia. It's wintertime there right now. It's been so much rain in New Zealand, snow in Queenstown.
So, Frankie, there's crazy weather going on all around the world. It's affected my area here in Montreal. I looked up at the sky the other day. The moon was orange here because of the forest fires in Ontario, but not just northern Ontario, British Columbia as well. What's happening over in the west coast of North America with forest fires, Frankie?
It's really, really, really bad. Burning a lot of fires, including Siberia, Rotobones, Cullen, the highway going from Yakutsk to Magadan. So much fires going on with dry thunderstorms, trigger more fires. Car had to turn around because the fires blocked the highway in Yakutsk.
In Yakutsk in Siberia, right?
Yeah.
I heard that in Canada, the temperature all-time high was broken. It reached 49.5 degrees Celsius. And in Death Valley, what was it, Frankie, in Death Valley?
Over 50.
54.4 degrees Celsius, 130 Fahrenheit. People can't live in that weather, can they?
Climate change happening in the world.
Forest fires all over North America and Siberia, all over the world. There's also floods going on. What's happening in Germany, the Netherlands,
floods going
Belgium?
On in Germany and UK and things like that. Dry weather has took over there. The winds come from the north in Trosmo, Norway, because earlier this month it was so hot in northern coast of Norway, Murmansk, Russia, Finland, Sweden was so hot, including Svalbard, Norway.
Thanks, Frankie. I heard there was a flash flood in London on July 12th, and that affected that area really badly. And also in Finland, they had over 27 days of plus 25. And the ocean there is really hot as well. What's happening in Europe with floods, and northern Europe with heat wave?
It's really, really, really bad, triggering a lot of fires up in Russia too.
And Siberia, as you were talking about, is really bad. Have they been breaking weather records, Siberia as well?
Yes, Siberia as well, including Oymyakon, one of the coldest inhabited places in the world, broke the records of temperatures too.
I heard in New York City, they've just reported the worst air quality ever since records began.
Come from western United States.
The forest fires. Did you see the smoke in your area? I guess you're pretty far out, eh?
Yeah. So much smoke coming out. That means fires are so bad. There's a lot of bad thunderstorms off the coast Atlantic.
Also, coast. The floods in China. What's happening with China, Frankie?
It's really, really bad floods because the typhoon headed right for there.
So floods in China, floods across Europe. North America is on fire. Well, lots of it is. And we have the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow, Scotland, starting October 31st, more like November 1st to November 12th.
Greta's unable to go there.
They're going to try to increase, their motto is to increase climate ambition, build resilience, and lower emissions. What could people and governments do to lower emissions?
Reduce burning fossil fuels altogether. Separate half of the population from Earth altogether.
What could the individual person do to try to make things better in the world?
That means separate half of the Earth's population to another planet.
Okay, so you heard it here. So we should send everybody up in a spaceship, Frankie, and send them to another planet.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with, Richard Branson and Jeff going off into space, it's a little bit expensive, though, eh? We're not quite there yet. Maybe instead of sending billionaires up into space, we should put that money and intelligence and resource into, lowering emissions. I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah. So did you hear about that? In 2023, the whole world will be fully vaccinated in 2023. Like the African countries and things like that, they'll be getting a lot of doses of vaccine. After Canada, the United States, Africa will be next.
Yeah. Frankie, with the heat waves, the floods, the temperatures rising, what kind of advice? I know you do that on your videos.
What about the scientists in Antarctica? That means they could be doomed.
They could be doomed. Why would they be doomed?
Because warm air melting the ice caps and collapsing the ice caps in Antarctica.
Extreme weather is going to affect everybody. The extreme weather usually affects the people who affect the weather least. So the people who do the least pollution, use the least emissions, and do the least damage, they get affected first.
Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
In 7 billion years from now, sun expands to the red giant. When the sun's red giant is over, then it turns to the white dwarf. Then over quadrillion years, lots of quadrillion years, the white dwarf will turn to the black dwarf.
So the planet Earth won't be here, so you're right about that we need to go in a spaceship, right? And put people somewhere else if we want to survive?
Into another universe.
Into another... Would you go, Frankie, into space?
Yes, in another universe. And did you hear about that? And it's going to be dark era of the universe that's a lot of years away.
Frankie, I was saying, what advice do you give to people to protect themselves in this extreme weather?
Drink a lot of water and things like that. Reduce burning fossil fuels.
Did you have fun today, Frankie?
Yes, I had fun today. I get an interview with Joey only tonight, and you'll be busy for Base Guy Show tonight.
Yeah, we're kind of under construction and a lot of things going on here, and I don't have AC, as I pointed out, so it's a little bit hot here to work today. But I love doing this with you, Frankie. Thank you for all your advice and expertise. Is there anything you want to say before you go today?
Those sandstorms that come from Egypt, the sandstorms are really, really bad in Egypt, in Libya, in Sahara Desert, in Algeria, Morocco, and all these places. That's going to drive all the sand and dry, dusty air all across from west coast of Africa to all the way to Florida and southeastern United States. It's so bad there because of climate change. Best luck, yeah. I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Base Guy Radio Show.